Hello and welcome back to Gary Walters N-Scale Model Railroad Update number 6. I'd like to take a moment and go back to my previous update that I had. At the beginning of it, I was talking about trying to find a hobby shop that dominated with trains over RC cars or all the other hobbies. Last weekend, me and my wife had the pleasure of taking a 2-hour drive from here to go and visit a hobby store that did just that. I want to thank you, Arthur, to take a moment and thank you for the time I spent there, and I can't wait till the next visit to be able to spend some more money. And shockingly enough, guys, my wife actually said when I got back to the car, I'm surprised you didn't spend more, and really shocked. I almost jumped out of the car and went back in and spent some more money. So that is something that many of us will never hear from our spouse. So if you ever hear that, please take full opportunity. I almost went back in and bought some engines. Arthur also showed me or gave me a brochure for Model Railroad Club there in Crossville. It's the Crossville Model Railroad Club. They are located in an outlet center right off the Interstate 40. And I've got to tell you guys, this place was massive. They have HO, they have G, they have Z, they have N, they have it all. The hobby shop as well has all those gauges as well, and it is phenomenal. I saw stuff in your hobby shop that I haven't seen in any hobby shop any time in my life. So thank you for that and the great experience that we had. And it's a beautiful drive if you take the back roads from where I'm located. So look forward to seeing you again. With that being said, let's jump into the update. See you here in just a second. Alright guys, welcome back, and I thought I would let you know I did a lot since my last video, and I wanted to share a few of those things with you. First and foremost, let's look at this bridge that I finally weathered. I've got a little bit more detail that I'd like to add to it, but not a whole lot. It's almost there, guys. I've got some rust off in it. I've also got the exhaust fumes that are staying top of it, and when you're standing at one end of the peninsula, you can actually look back and see all of that, and it turned out overall pretty good. Like I said, I've still got a little bit more rust to add to it, a few more spots that I did miss in the initial weathering of it, but overall I think it looks really good. Gives it a nice look to it. So with that being said, I also did the abutments down below. Still got a little bit more work here to do. As you can see, I've got a little bit of uncovered foam over there. I've got that abutment done. Here in a minute, we're going to go around. We're going to take a look on the other side of here. And I'm really excited to show you what I've got done over there. But let's take a look at the peninsula. Last time you saw it, there was a ton of junk up on top of it, kind of like what you see over on the far side over there. But let's take a look and see what we've got done. That's right, I cleaned it off. I've got the foam installed. I've also got the track installed, and we are looking good. I've got a road drawn out right there, and we are looking at the peninsula getting very close to being done. I've got a lot of scenery left to do on it, but for the most part it is installed and ready to operate. I still need to take and weather the webbing in the rails like I've got the rest of the peninsula done already, but as you can see, I'm going to be able to bring my engine in, which I'm going to have an SD40-2 CSX instead of this 70 that I've got here. I'm going to be able to have 6 coal cars on the outside. I'm going to have 3 on the tracks going underneath the tipple. And I'm going to be able to also come back up this rail, tie up the main line, and then pull them back off the main line and go down this other spur that's going to be going down through here. And this spur is going to lead down to Walton and Sons Lumber Company, which it will be named something different. And we'll be having the cars swapped out with lumber, but I made the spur long enough to where I can take and I can actually pull 6 of the hoppers in, place them there while I'm switching out the coal mine. So kind of gonna pull double duty on this one spur, but then after he gets the coal mine done, he'll be able to load these hoppers back up off this spur, go into the lumber company, and take them on over to the yard and get them ready to go. So I've also got, like I said, I've got a lot of scenery left. There's a gap right there. But as you can tell, the coal mine and the lumber yard is actually raised up from the main line here. It goes up, grade right there, the main line does, and it will join up with that spur. As you come on around the peninsula here, it stays even for a little bit, and I want to show you this real quick, which I'm planning on doing. Now, these are the extra parts that I had from the coal mine. It is 2 bents, and I've got the other conveyor here. Now, this is actually usually connected with this here going into the mountain. I'm planning on cutting this one in half, having the mountain really close to the coal mine here. I'm going to have rock cuts there. The other half of that will come back here, connect with this one. These bins are going to stand up. I'm going to have them concreted in. I'll have them right near the edge there, right on the rock bluff. I'm planning on getting a little bit better lighting on this end too, so that you guys can see this rock bluff really good. But anyways, this bend will be here, along with the other one, and the other half of the conveyor belt. And we're going to actually have it coming over the main line. And just imagine that going up over the cars and into the mountain over on that direction into a rock cut. But it'll be up high enough to where all the cars will be able to go up underneath it, and it'll be just like a scene you would actually see in Kentucky. So with that being the case, let's move on. As we're coming down through here, I have a lot of cars staged. You can see that in the video here. I wanted to have some trains running this time, but I did not make it to that point just yet. But with that being said, I want to at least have it up here, kind of what you're going to see. This outer train, it is only 3 cars long, is going to be much longer than that when they're running. I'm planning on my trains being about 15 to 20 cars. We'll see what it looks like when we get there. But I have ran 15 cars, no problem at all. 20 shouldn't be a problem either. But I thought I would take a moment and also show you this engine here and this engine here, if it will focus. I got these two in this past week, and I wanted to hopefully have both of those running and doing their break-in period, which I have not done yet. Just got them staged here. They have not actually seen any power from my layout, so hopefully on the next video you'll see those running around the layout. But what does a 15 car train look like on my layout? Well, there is a 15 car train. It's quite long. It's almost 6 foot. Not quite, but kind of close. And with my auto racks, it will definitely be a 6 foot train. I would say probably about 5.5 on this one, if I had to guess. But anyways, I figured I would stage it and let you see kind of what the length of a full-size train on what I'm planning on running is going to look like. Now, I will get froggy every once in a while and probably put all my motive power to it and have a 100-car train running around the layout, because who doesn't like long trains? I know I do. Okay. Now, one of the things I've been talking to you guys about is doing my own fencing. And I got that in. I kind of hit that last time. I've added onto that fence and it goes on around. I have this gate here, which actually does operate. And then I changed this gate up due to my wife. My wife said it just doesn't look right with two of them joined together. So now we have one giant gate. And it looks really good to me. Excuse the dogs in the background knocking on the back door wanting to come back in. So I do apologize for that. But the oil field is not complete. I was really hoping to have that done before this video came out, but did not get it done. But I did come up with some ideas, and I'm going to share those with you real quick. Now there is a pile of throw rods from the tortoise machines that I've been using. Now, here's the thing. My throw rods that I'm going to be making for most of my turnouts are going to be these, and they are super, super long. As you can tell, this is a normal throw rod, and that is my throw rod right here. Now you're wondering how in the world I got a throw rod that long. Well, I take a box of recycled paper clips, sit here and unbend them, straighten them out as much as possible, and then right in the middle I solder them together, and then that gives you a real long throw rod. Now I will show you here in a minute what those throw rods look like from underneath to my upper deck, and it's extremely long and they do have to be cut off. But right about where that blue tape is actually where I've got one of them at. And coming back over here, these throw rods that I get from the tortoise switch machines, I'm going to take and I'm going to use these. As you can tell, they're not very big. Most of you probably know what they look like exactly. But anyways, I think they're going to do just fine after I take and paint them up. They're going to be just fine using as piping. So I'm going to use those as piping. I'm going to get some I-beams. I'm going to take and have this seam here piped in going over to this seam. I'm going to have piping from there coming over to this seam. I'm going to also have the fence continue on, coming around, going on the back side of the spur there, coming back down where these oil tank cars are sitting, and it's going to tie in right on the other side of the fence there. So that scene will hopefully start coming together in the next couple weeks or so, is what my goal and plans are. Because once I shut this video off, I'm going to start continuing my scenery work. Speaking of, let's go in and take a look at some scenery. Now, this is not complete. I'm just in the process of starting. I kind of want to give you guys a little bit of the scenery, but this is just base level scenery. I've still got static grass to add. I've still got my shrubs to add in. I've still got trees to add in. But look at that. I finally have the beginning of natural tunnel complete. Now it's not grass just on this side, it's actually natural tunnel all the way across, so natural cut rock. And I really like the way that turned out, guys. Like I said, just imagine with trees and shrubs and all that in, what it's going to look like. But that is what natural tunnel is looking like, and that's going to tie in right with that road bridge. It's going to come across, and that'll be the access road down to the coal mine and the lumber company. Now, we're going to go on up, and we're going to see what the upper deck looks like, because I did work there as well with track work, and I don't have the track in, but I do have the roadbed down, and I do have the buildings in place, kind of where they're going to be. So, as I told you guys, that is going to be a scrapyard over there. I have right now the fence going all the way across the tracks there. That will actually have a gate put in. As soon as it focuses here, we'll have a gate put in right where the tracks are. I'm going to have the equipment there. I'll have more scraps, more piles of scraps sitting in there. I'm going to have a little parking lot right out there. Got the little building there. got the road to the side there. The cars are kind of turning a little sideways. That will come around, go across the tracks, over the bridge, and then down that incline across the tracks one more time right there. And then that will follow down to the lumber company and the coal mine. That's kind of an overall shot of the whole peninsula there. I'm going to have lots and lots and lots of action. All right, coming on around. Get another step up here. So we will come over off the bridge, around this curve, hit the first spur that will go down to the scrapyard, come on across. We're going to be hitting a crossover right there. And then on the inside track, we've got another cutoff that will be coming down. That will go to this building here, which is going to be my freight depot, or not depot, but freight terminal, where we'll unload from box cars and put onto tractor trailers. We've got a little forklift right in there. Got some pallets stacked up. That's my own little loading dock that I've done. Got the building there. Got a truck sitting there picking up freight. Like I said, all this is just staged, even the trains and whatnot. The track is not completely in yet. Then back here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a heavy machinery building. This building here, I'm not sure exactly yet on the final details of this one, but I'm thinking at the moment possibly a heavy machinery shop. So we'll see what that looks like in the future, but that gives us 3 more businesses up here. That's one in the corner, one right there, the freight terminal, and then another one over in the corner. You add those 3 to the 3 I have on the peninsula, which will be this oil facility, will be the lumber yard down there, and we'll have the coal mine there. That gives me 6 businesses just in this small span of railroad. So I'm very pleased with the way that is coming together. Now, I had specified that I was wanting to show you a few things that I got from the hobby store last week. And first and foremost, I got me another tinker truck. I've had several people comment and ask me where I got the tinker trucks or who makes these, and they are actually from Concor. That's CON-COR. Look those up and you can find them. He has a couple more of them in his shop there, and I'm planning on going and picking up a few more. I also specified on this business that my wife had made the comment about putting in the larger gate. We were both sitting here one night researching gates over the railroad tracks, and we came across this one and liked it, so that's what I modeled. With that being said, I sent her pictures of it the next day while she was at work, and she liked it, so I have determined that since she's making the business decisions on this one, this is going to be KMW Chemicals, and that's just her initials, so we're going to put that in. It'll be KMW or just MW Chemicals or oils or lubricants, something of that nature, but that will be my first named business on the railroad in honor of my wife. I also have a few things on the fascia right here that I did. I've got some railings, got some ladders, I've got some stoops or steps, and then I picked this up from Arthur last week at his shop, and that is another AR1 from Digitrax. I've got the first one installed on this outer loop right here, and the other one will be installed way over here, come up into this loop where all that junk's piled up, and come back. I'm going to temporarily put that in until I'm ready to do that side of the layout. With that being said, that will allow me to run trains all the way around the room, and I'm hoping by the next layout update that I have that complete and hopefully quite a bit of the scenery up on the top here. So, one last thing for the update, I did go to the doctor. I did find out what's wrong with the shoulder through x-rays and MRI. I have a slight tear in my rotator cuff. They're thinking, with me being out of work, that we're going to go through therapy and that's going to help. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping to do it without surgery. They're hoping to do it without surgery as well. So that's given me a lot of time to exercise that shoulder, which is Doc's orders, and use on the layout here. I've still got to do lightweight with it, but he does want me stretching it, moving it, so I was able to do quite a bit of an update this time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's a long video, but I'm going to end this with a quick slideshow of a couple of things that I did this month. I've been taking pictures as I've been doing updates along the way, so if you want to stick around, that's coming up next. And with that, I will hopefully see you next month. If you like the video, please give me a like. You want to add some comments, I try to respond to all my comments. And then also, if you don't mind, if you know anybody that is into model railroading that is not a part of my channel or not subscribed, hit them up, send them a link to my videos, and we'll see if we can't get a few more subscribers. If you are watching this video and not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down there and like the video and give me a comment, and I will get back with you. Until next month, I will see you later. Thank you.